Starting a countdown on number 10 is the video of a woman knocking for help. Sometimes in the middle of the night, while we are all sleeping soundly, there are victims out there running and calling for help without our notice. This is exactly what you will see in this video. It all started when a white woman who was wearing black long sleeve was being chased by a kidnapper who was wearing long sleeves with white stripes. She managed to reach the doorway of a house near her and was trying to call for help by knocking repeatedly. Unfortunately, before the homeowner heard her, the kidnapper grabbed her and pushed her against the wall and stumbled down. She tried to fight back and laid down on the floor, but the kidnapper grabbed her in the head and forcefully dragged her towards his white car. To whatever happened to the woman after, nobody knows. But what's clear is that the kidnapper is determined to keep her the way she grabs her. Desperate to call for help on number 9 is the young girl in Texas. We can often hear the advice of the elders to always ask for help and run if you think you're being followed. But what would you do if somebody is chasing you in the middle of the night and you can't see anyone outside to help you? This is what happened to a young girl in Texas who was being followed by a mysterious guy. As recorded to a Ring camera installed in the door of the house, you can see that the girl repeatedly knocked on the door and was hoping that someone could open the door before the kidnapper gets her. But no matter how hard she knocks, the homeowner did not hear her. After a few seconds, the kidnapper wearing a black hoodie grabbed her in the hand and dragged her away. The girl pleads to the kidnapper to let her go and that she refuses to go with him, but the kidnapper used his force to take her. Walking on number 8 is the woman who was kidnapped outside of the grocery store. Kidnapping doesn't just happen at night, for it can also be done in broad daylight. This is what happened in the woman from this video. This incident started when a black SUV parked outside the grocery store. One woman wearing a white top and a man wearing a black hoodie went out and seems like waiting for someone to come. After a few minutes, 2 women walking in a parallel direction were spotted on the CCTV camera, but the women on the left were grabbed by those who were outside of the car. The woman fought hard and struggled not to get caught, but there are 3 of them who forcefully dragged her inside a car. Unfortunately, the woman who saw the incident didn't do anything and continued her walk towards her car. Do you think she was scared too? Or did she choose not to interfere to save her life? Attacking on number 7 is the kidnapper riding on his white car. In a busy street where you don't think a single crime would happen in a fine afternoon, there comes an attacker riding his car. This is what the 2 boys encountered on November 4, 2017 at exactly 2:13 p.m. While the boys are happily walking and chatting in the street, they were unaware that they are being followed by a kidnapper who was just waiting for the right time to drag them inside his car. As they stopped in a small shop nearby, the kidnapper hurriedly went out of his car and tried to chase them. Good thing the kids ran so fast and the approaching car blocked his car, leaving him no choice but to leave the scene. Now, this is the reason why parents do not allow their kids to wander without an adult looking after them, because nowadays, people sell people for money. Screaming on number 6 is the woman being kidnapped in a silver SUV. Sometimes, because of the kidnapping pranks that are happening, we are being confused if it is real or is it a prank. But when it does happen in real life, no matter how brave you are, you can freeze where you stand. This is what happened to the people after witnessing the kidnapping incident in front of them. In the video, you can see how the man pressed the woman and forced her to stay inside the car while she was struggling to stay out of the car and screaming for help to people nearby. But the people only realized that it was real when the SUV drove away. Peaking on number 5 is the kidnapper who stole a newborn baby. Babies are the best gift of life. They give joy to the family and make every day a special day. But what if while you are busy doing your household chores, somebody breaks in silently and gets your newborn child? This is what happened to a family on August 9, 2017. It was 6:44 p.m. when a chubby woman with a medium height, wearing a black hoodie and black mask, was minding her footsteps towards the staircase so no one could hear her. She first peeked on the window to check if somebody is attending the baby. A few moments later, she quietly opened the screen door, turned the doorknob, and took the baby along with a shoulder bag. Looking at the CCTV, you will probably think that this woman is familiar to the family. If she was a stranger in the first place, how come she knew that there was a newborn inside the house and that the baby is near the back deck? Running a number 4 is the student who was almost kidnapped in broad daylight. Walking is proven by experts to be a good exercise for our joints and effectively helps our brain to get more oxygen. But what if instead of health benefit, you can get trauma? This is what happened to the male student who was walking his way to the school when suddenly an approaching white car stopped and chased him together with a man who went out to grab him. But good thing, the student was determined to fight back while he is being dragged. He was brave enough to bite the hand of the kidnapper so he will be released. Then the kidnapper rides back to their getaway car and left the student alone. The shocked student struggled to open the small gate near the wall to stay there until it is safe to come out. What a heart-stopping moment! Breaking in on number 3 is the kidnapper in the kids' room. Sometimes, staying inside the corners of your house is safe against kidnappers. Just when you thought you and your family are safe under your roof, some people can trespass without you knowing it. This is what happened to a family of 4. While the kids are busy watching their favorite show in their room, a kidnapper was able to jump down in their fence. First, he was checking who is with the kids. Slowly, he opened the locked glass door with a lock picker and managed to get in while the unaware kids continued to watch their favorite show. The kidnapper slowly approached one of the kids and carried her outside while the brother is screaming for help from his parents. This is why baby cams and CCTV cameras ought to be installed inside the bedroom too. Fighting on number 2 is the mother of the 13-year-old girl being kidnapped in a grocery store. Grocery stores are the best place to be if you need to buy your essentials at home as well as your daily needs. But would it still be the best place if somebody tries to get your kid while you are busy shopping for goods? This is the story of a mother and daughter in Florida who decided to go shopping in the grocery store. It was all okay because everyone is minding their own business except the kidnapper who was waiting for the best time to snatch the girl away from her mom. The kidnapper was pushing his cart. He was looking like a normal shopper, however, when he got the chance, he grabbed the hair of the girl and tried to drag her out in the exit. But luckily, her mother was brave enough to pull her while she is being dragged across the floor. Shocked customers and cashiers couldn't believe what they were seeing, but good thing, one of the customers managed to call the police and captured the criminal. This footage shows what a mother can do during an emergency. If her mother wasn't attentive, she must have been sold to child traffickers. Watching the videos from number 10 to number 2 will make you want to stay at home to avoid these incidents. But nothing can prepare you to our number 1 because it will surely leave you in shock. Topping our countdown for today is the young girl who was kidnapped in China. Sometimes, when we feel so suffocated with our obligations in life, we go for a walk. Walking can help us think and sort our thoughts. But what if it could also be the cause of your death? This is the story of a young girl in China. It all started when a man parked his black car near the entrance of a closed store. The man went out of his car and opens the trunk. After a few minutes, a girl passes by, unaware that she will meet her kidnapper. When she was about to pass the car, he grabbed her. Although she tried to fight him, she was dragged across the floor and toward his car. The man used all his force to put the woman inside the trunk of his car, but the girl is struggling to go out. Luckily, the girl was smart enough to pretend dead. So to the man's panic, he tossed her to the ground. When he went back to his car and drove away, The young girl stood up and ran in the opposite direction. Even though she was able to escape, she will surely have nightmares in her sleep, thinking how she was lucky enough to escape her kidnapper. These footages of kidnapped victims have taught us to become more vigilant in our surroundings. Regardless of our age, any of us could be a victim too. So if you want to avoid this, like what your parents taught you, don't talk to strangers, because not all people have good intentions to you. Keep safe and always lock your doors. Have you witnessed a person being kidnapped before? Or do you know someone who was kidnapped but managed to escape? Share it with us by posting your thoughts in our comment section below. Remember, sharing is caring because you may help the authorities in locating suspects or help kidnapped victims reunite with their families. This completes our countdown for the top 10 kidnapping incidents caught on camera. Join us again next time for another exciting and informative video.